Cisgender. Cisgender, sometimes cissexual, or shortened to cis, describes a person whose gender identity is the same as their sex assigned at birth. The word cisgender is the antonym of transgender. The prefix cis is not an acronym or abbreviation of another word. It is derived from Latin, meaning on this side of. Coined in 1994, cisgender began to be added to dictionaries in 2015 as a result of changes in the way people discuss gender. Related terms include cissexism and cisnormativity. Etymology and usage. Cisgender has its origin in the Latin derived prefix cis, meaning on this side of, which is the opposite of trans, meaning across from or on the other side of, on the other side of, other side of. This usage can be seen in the cis-trans distinction in chemistry, the cis and trans sides of the Golgi apparatus in cellular biology, the cis-trans or complementation test in genetics, in Ciscaucasia from the Russian perspective, in the ancient Roman term Cisalpine Gaul, i.e., Gaul on this side of the Alps, Ciscae and Transcae separated by the K River, and more in the case of gender. Cis describes the alignment of gender identity with assigned sex. Sociologists Kristen Schilt and Laurel Westbrook define cisgender as a label for individuals who have a match between the gender they were assigned at birth. A number of derivatives of the terms cisgender and cissexual include cismale, for male assigned male at birth. In addition, one study published in the Journal of the International AIDS Society used the term cisnormativity, akin to heteronormativity. Illy R. Green wrote in 2006, cisgender is used instead of the more popular gender normative to refer to people who do not identify with a gender-diverse experience without enforcing existence of a normative gender expression. Julia Serrano has defined cissexual as people who are not transsexual and who have only ever experienced their mental and physical sexes as being aligned, while cisgender is a slightly narrower term for those who do not identify as transgender, a larger cultural category than the more clinical transsexual. For Jessica Cadwallader, cissexual is a way of drawing attention to the unmarked norm against which trans is identified, in which a person feels that their gender identity matches their body/sex. Jelana and Teen wrote in 2009 that cissexual is meant to show that there are embedded assumptions encoded in expecting this seamless conformity. Serrano also uses the related term cissexism, which is the belief that transsexuals' identified genders are inferior to or less authentic than those of cissexuals. In 2010, the term cisgender privilege appeared in academic literature, defined as the set of unearned advantages that individuals who identify as the gender they were assigned at birth accrue solely due to having a cisgender identity. While some believe that the term cisgender is political correctness, medical academics use the term and have recognized its importance in transgender studies since the 1990s. History. The term cisgender was coined in 1994 in a Usenet newsgroup about transgender topics. German sexologist Volkmar Segush used the neologism cissexual in German in his 1998 essay The Neosexual Revolution. He cites his two-part 1991 article Die Transsexuellen und unser nasomorpher Blick Transsexuals and Our Nasomorphic View as the origin of that term. The terms cisgender and cissexual were used in a 2006 article in the Journal of Lesbian Studies and Serrano's 2007 book Whipping Girl, after which the term gained some popularity among English-speaking activists and scholars. In February 2014, Facebook began offering custom gender options, allowing users to identify with one or more gender-related terms from a selected list, including cisgender, and others. Cisgender was also added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2015, defined as designating a person whose sense of personal identity corresponds to the sex and gender assigned to him or her at birth, in contrast with transgender. Perspectives on History has stated that since this inclusion, the term cisgender has increasingly become common usage. Critiques from feminism and gender studies. Krista Scott Dixon wrote in 2009, "I prefer the term non-trans to other options such as cissexual/cisgendered." She holds this view because she believes the term non-trans is clearer to average people and will help normalize transgender individuals. Women's and gender studies scholar Minnie Mariniksai writes that some consider the cisgender-transgender binary to be just as dangerous or self-defeating as the masculine-feminine gender binary because it lumps together people who identify as lesbian, gay, or bisexual (LGB) arbitrarily and oversimplistically with a heteronormative class of people, as opposed to characterizing LGB individuals together with heterosexual, non-trans people may problematically suggest that LGB individuals, unlike transgender individuals, experience no mismatch between their own gender identity and gender expression and cultural expectations regarding gender identity and expression. From intersex organizations,